Out of nowhere, the real heir shows up at our door. He throws himself at my mom, sobbing, claiming he's my parents' biological son. Mom freezes. Leo freezes. I freeze. Leo throws up a hand and declares we're all getting DNA tests. Mom's knees nearly give out as she speed dials Dad. Harold, get home now. We may have brought home the wrong baby. Yeah, I know. Wait, how do you know? Remember when you said the baby cried too much and told me to switch him out? So I found one that didn't cry. I meant the diaper, Harold. Change the diaper. Then Mom walks into my study, voice low and serious. Marcus, I can't keep this from you any longer. The truth is, you're not our biological child. But we've loved you as our own every single day, and now we have to let you go. I can barely stand the thought, but we have no choice. Your birth parents have found us. They're downstairs right now. And so is the son I've never met. He looks exactly like me. It's uncanny. Now that he's come back, I have no choice but to send you back. Please don't hate me for this. I stay quiet for a moment, then hold out my hand. Phone. Wasn't that billionaire CEO falls for the cleaning lady story still updating? How are you already chasing a new novel? Mom squirms. The author updates way too slow. I dropped it. Since you're busy, I'll just head out then. Mom spins around with full dramatic commitment. I'm leaving. Close the door on your way out. Thank you. Mom drops the act and sighs. You're so boring. Can't you just play along? You're exactly like your father. Zero fun. I stare at her. What kind of mom treats romance novels like scripture and rehearses scenes in her spare time? I go back to work. Then Leo bursts in. Marcus! Bad news. Your identity's been exposed. My real brother is here. I shake my head, almost sympathetic. You're a step too late. I already busted Mom. She didn't warn you, did she? I turn to Leo with a grave look. It's over for you. You're no longer Mom's favorite little boy. She's done with you. Leo grabs my arm. No, Marcus, listen, I'm serious. There is actually a guy downstairs claiming to be your brother. He says you're not Mom and Dad's real son. He says he is. Mom is freaking out. You have to go see for yourself. I head downstairs. There's Mom. And next to her, a bleach blonde stranger, already crying. Mom, I finally found you! You have no idea what my life has been like. Beatings, screaming. The bruises never even got a chance to heal. They always had a favorite. Always. Once the second child came along, even breathing felt like a crime. I watch all this calmly. Congratulations, Mom. Dream come true. He really does look just like you. Honestly, we might not even need a DNA test. Mom turns to me, confused. She takes 2 slow steps back. Wait, what? Marcus? Come hold me up, my legs are giving out. Before I can move, Ethan is already at her side. I've got you, Mom. I'll call Dad right now. He needs to come home. I'll do it. Ethan is everywhere at once, making himself impossible to ignore. Do I even deserve to have Dad's number? Leo mutters under his breath. All drama, no skill. Must be Mom's actual blood. Case closed. Leo looks at me. Marcus, you're done. I'll go with you. Just take me. If you're leaving, don't leave me here alone. Dad walks in before anyone can explain a thing. Don't bother. I already know. I know all about this. Mom stares at him. You knew? You're the one who made the call back then. How convenient that you've forgotten every detail. My decision? Mom blinks. Yes, yours. You said the baby cried too much. Said he was keeping you up at night. Told me to switch him out. So I went and found a quiet one. My jaw drops. Mom. Did you actually say that? I meant the diaper. Change the diaper. Ethan and I just stare at each other. Mom. Dad. Please don't blame Marcus for any of this. Yes, he's been a cuckoo in the nest for over 20 years, living the life that should have been mine. But none of it is his fault. Please don't kick him out. I won't even ask you to acknowledge me. I don't need to move in. Just let me stay as the housekeeper. I'll take care of your every need. Being near you is enough. That's all I ask. Interesting. There's actually a storage room in the back. We can clear it out. Would that work for you? It's a bit tight, but easy to maintain. I'll send you our daily schedule and household rules. Give me 5 minutes. Mom grabs Dad by the arm. Not another word. I'll deal with you later. She spots me heading for the stairs and grabs my sleeve. This house has plenty of room, Marcus. Don't go. You don't even know where your birth parents are. Where exactly would you go? Ethan steps in too, grabbing my other arm. Mom's right, Marcus. You can't go back to them. I went through hell with those people. I won't let you suffer the same. My adoptive parents, they're monsters. Pretend you were never theirs. Don't reach out, don't respond. Not even once. Then he leans in close, voice dropping to a sharp whisper. Why are you being so dense? This isn't your home. You know that. You've been living my life. What gives you the right to stand here like you own the place? 20+ years wasn't enough for you. I smile. Fair enough. Then I'll leave, right after the DNA results come in. Ethan clearly didn't expect me to be this calm. While we wait for the results, I have no interest in engaging with Ethan. But he won't leave me alone. Every time we're alone, he finds a new way to get under my skin. all designed to make me walk out on my own. Sometimes I wonder if he has any backbone at all. Petty, constantly on the verge of tears, and the schemes, endless little schemes. He waits until I'm opening a package, then starts in with the passive-aggressive commentary. Ooh, Marcus, your taste is something else. That coat must have cost a fortune. Not like me. I never spend on myself. Haven't bought new clothes in years. Mom melts instantly. Oh, sweetheart. Mom will buy you whatever you need. Ethan flips the switch in an instant, playing the devoted son. No, you both work so hard already. I don't want anything. Just being close to you is more than enough. To prove just how frugal he is, he insists on saving the picked clean chicken bones from dinner. Says he'll turn them into broth for breakfast tomorrow. He also makes a point of hovering at the top of the stairs whenever I walk by. The moment Mom appears, he grabs my hand and staggers backward like I've shoved him. Marcus, why did you push me? Is there really no room for me here? I know you resent me for taking Mom and Dad's attention, but I didn't ask for any of this. I just want my parents. Is that so wrong? I turn to leave without a word. Mom's voice stops me cold. Marcus, turn around. Apologize to Ethan. Ask for his forgiveness. I've fed you and housed you, raised you all these years. Even after finding out you're not my biological son, I still didn't ask you to leave. And you can't even show a little gratitude? I kept you in this house. Not so you could bully Ethan. This is too much. You will apologize properly today, and if you don't, no matter what your father says, I will throw you out myself. I let her finish, unbothered. Mom, Ethan just got here. He doesn't know. But surely you haven't forgotten. This entire house is covered in security cameras. Want to pull up the footage together? Mom presses her hand to her forehead. I forgot. It's fine. Next time let's try a different storyline. Maybe a different character type too. This one was too stupid. Not my thing. That broken, wounded, pitiful act you did when you first walked in, that was good. That one actually works on me. Ethan's voice goes tight. What are you saying? Are you saying I'm acting? That I'm framing Marcus? No, not at all. That's not what I meant. Ethan's jaw tightens. Then if that's not what you meant, why did you just stand there and watch, knowing full well the cameras were rolling? You let me make a complete fool of myself. Is that what I am to this family? A performing monkey? Mom tilts her head. So, did I mean it, or didn't I? As Ethan starts to spiral, Ethan's composure finally cracks. He bursts into tears. This is no fun at all. All drama, no skill, and not even convincing. Maybe Dad should just fake the DNA results and send him packing. I let out a long breath. You and Dad really are made for each other, cut from the exact same cloth. The next morning, Dad calls a family meeting. Emergency meeting. Everyone downstairs. Leo comes skidding down the stairs. Are the DNA results in? Great. Just great. This house already has more than enough unhinged people, and now we're adding another one. I'm this close to losing my mind. Ethan hasn't slept. His composure is slipping. Since the results are in, what exactly do you plan to do about this? As far as I know, Marcus has quite a few properties and bank accounts in his name. Birthday gifts from you over the years. Coming of age presents. I can overlook him staying in this house, but everything he took that was rightfully mine, that needs to come back. And that engagement to the Lane family's daughter, that shouldn't stand anymore. Have you spoken to the Lanes about this? Are they looking to call it off, or just swap out the groom? Personally, I think the engagement can continue. I've seen the girl, she's quite pretty. Dad cuts him off. Hold on, look at this first. Ethan tears open the envelope. His face goes blank. This can't be right. How am I not your son? I heard my adoptive parents talking. I heard them say clearly that they switched the babies on purpose. They wanted their own child to live a privileged life. They resented wealthy people, so they took it out on me every single day. Mom turns to me puzzled. When did you call your father? I didn't see you. How did I not know about this? I shrug. Wasn't me. I've been with you the whole time. Think about it. We're talking a few minutes. There's no way he could have faked those results that fast. Mom considers this, nodding slowly. Is this what they call a married couple's sixth sense? Ethan's eyes snap up. Someone switched the samples. The hair. It was you, wasn't it? You don't want to give up this life. You don't want to hand Chloe over to me. So you swapped our hair samples. You're shameless. Just like your real parents. Too lazy to earn anything on your own. Always looking to steal someone else's life and wealth. Disgusting. Despicable. He even takes a swing at me. His fists turn out to be just as weak as his acting. But the drama is cut short. A faint, familiar scent drifts in from behind me. Somehow, without me noticing, Chloe is standing right behind me. And she didn't come alone. Mr. Lane is with her. Dad's expression curdles like he swallowed something foul. What are you doing here? Mr. Lane smiles, calm and unruffled. Weren't you the one who invited me? All elegance, all composure. Dad has never liked him. Not even a little. Apparently, when Mom was young, she and Mr. Lane had a thing. A misunderstanding pulled them apart. Mr. Lane never quite got over it. He pushed and pushed until he locked in an arranged engagement between our families. Dad was dead against it. But for Mom's sake, he had no choice but to agree. Over time, Dad actually grew fond of Chloe, but he refused to let Mr. Lane win. So for years, Dad has been quietly looking for any excuse to break off the engagement. So the idea that Dad would willingly invite Mr. Lane over strikes me as deeply suspicious. Mr. Lane continues unhurried. A few days ago, you reached out, said there'd been a mix-up with the children. You wanted to discuss the engagement, whether to call it off or simply swap out the groom. I happened to be out of town on business. Got back today, came straight here. Dad's eye twitches. The DNA results dropped today. And you show up today. Who exactly do you think you're fooling? Clearly, Dad had set a very careful trap. Mr. Lane simply stepped around it. Clean miss. Again. I have to admit, the man is a fox, not a single crack to exploit. Ethan glances over at Chloe standing beside me. He straightens his collar and launches into an introduction. I'm actually your real fiancé. I'm the true heir of this family. He steps toward her. Chloe looks at me. Who is this? Did he come here specifically for me? Some things you can get wrong and survive. Words aren't one of them. Stay put. It's way too chaotic here, Marcus. Why don't you come stay at my place for a few days? Get some peace and quiet. Dad cuts in. I can hear exactly what you're calculating. Why on earth would Marcus stay at your place? The DNA results are right here. What are you even doing here stirring things up? If you're taking anyone, take the fake one. Keep your hands off my son. Ethan's face goes red. I don't believe it. I want another DNA test. Leo pipes up. Ethan really does look just like Mom, though. What if Dad made a mistake? Maybe we should run it again just to be sure. Mom waves it off. Not necessary. I have a very common face. Plenty of people look like me. It means nothing. Dad glances at me. Running it again is fine by me. I press my hand to my forehead. All that just to end up back at square one. Dad turns to Mr. Lane. My son's status is currently up in the air. So which is it? Does your family want to stay engaged to the Hill family heir or specifically to Marcus? Give me a straight answer. I watch Dad practically rubbing his hands together, just waiting for Mr. Lane to pick a side so he can use it against him in front of Mom. I want to cover my eyes. Of all the moments to pull this, all he ever does is posture. Mr. Lane speaks first, smooth as ever. Mark, look at your father. The moment there's even a hint you might not be his, he's ready to trade you in. Not a second of hesitation, just like that, discarded. He didn't even stop to consider how your mother might feel. If it were me, I'd probably collapse from the worry before I could handle any of this. How could I possibly manage everything else? When you think about it honestly, your father really is the more capable man. No wonder your mother chose him back then. My mom, having read one too many romance novels, is exactly the kind of person this kind of smooth talk lands on perfectly. She stares at Harold like she's seeing a stranger. Dad's voice goes low and sharp. Get out of my house. Petty to the bone and you will never change. How many times do I have to say this? There was nothing between me and your mother. Just friends. That's all. But you never believe it, and you keep finding ways to sabotage Marcus and Chloe's engagement. What kind of father does that? Mr. Lane sighs, soft and wounded. Vivian, please don't be too hard on him. It's my own fault for being so useless. My daughter suffers for it too. Dad stares at him, jaw tight, grinding his teeth. I step in front of Mom before she disappears into her feelings. Mom. Right now the only thing that matters is running that DNA test again. No need. Dad says it without flinching. Marcus is our son, I'm certain. And I'm not letting anyone con him away from us. Mr. Lane turns to Dad with a soft smile. My apologies, I didn't realize I was the real target here. Honestly, as long as Vivian is happy, I'm easy. Dad looks like he's about to combust. Chloe looks at me. Okay, someone needs to explain what is going on. Mom grabs Dad's arm. You're joking, right? You never actually switched the babies? Tell me you didn't. And honestly, when you think about it, what sane person here switch him out and thinks, swap the entire baby? Ethan's confidence starts to crack. No. That can't be right. I am your son. Mom, Dad. How can you just turn me away? Before anyone can answer, a middle-aged couple in worn plain clothes storms in. The man zeroes in on Ethan. So this is where you've been hiding. Putting on a whole show to scam rich people, huh? You little rat. I'll beat you senseless. Think you can just waltz into a rich family? And you had the nerve to say we stole a child? Do you have any idea what kind of prison sentence that carries? I'll kill you. On the other side of the room, the woman locks eyes with me. Her expression is nothing but warmth. Chloe steps closer to me. Now? You're still keeping us in suspense? What is going on? She walks toward the woman. Ma'am, allow me to take a guess. Dad spins around. You, quiet. You're too young to be this bold. Your father already gives me enough grief. And now you want to steal my moment too? Are you trying to get yourself in trouble? Sensing the real threat in the room, Chloe, Dad finally tells the truth. It turns out that while we were all waiting for the DNA results, Dad had been running his own investigation. He tracked down the hospital records from that night, cross-referenced everything with the DNA results, and pieced together what actually happened. The Reeds did switch the babies back then. That part was true. Ethan wasn't lying about that. But here's what they didn't know. The night baby Ethan was placed beside Mom in the hospital room, he screamed non-stop, waking her up dozens of times through the night. Mom had finally had enough. "Harold, do something about him. All he does is cry. I can't take it." Dad, who would do anything for Mom and who was frankly getting more irritated by the baby by the minute, picked up baby Ethan and started wandering the maternity ward. That floor had 5 newborns that night. Dad picked the one he liked the look of most and brought him home. That baby was me. The Reeds go white. "What? No, that's impossible. Things like this don't just happen. All these years, we were beating our own son? You're lying. This is a lie. You think Ethan turned out damaged, so you're making this up to get rid of us. Aren't you?" Mr. Reed jabs a finger. "I knew it. No way a house like this has zero security, not even an alarm." Mrs. Reed agrees. "Exactly. You're right. It has to be a setup." Chloe tilts her head at Dad. "How are you so sure, though? What makes you certain Marcus is really yours? Just the DNA test?" Dad scoffs. He pulls a thick stack of papers from his jacket. "One DNA test can be wrong. This many can't all be wrong at once. Marcus and Mom, Marcus and Dad, Marcus and Leo, Ethan and Mom, Ethan and Dad, Ethan and Leo. That's how the Hills operate. Thorough." After everything settled, Dad called the police. It turned out that while investigating, he had stumbled onto something else entirely. The Reeds were linked to a string of child trafficking cases. After the baby swap worked out for them, they had a thought. Why not make a business out of it? The more they thought about, the more brilliant it seemed. So they actually did it. As for why Ethan looked so much like Mom, before showing up at our door, he had gotten subtle cosmetic work done. By his own estimate, about 40% altered. He figured DNA alone wouldn't be enough to outweigh 20 years of history between me and my family. So he added a face that looked like Mom's to tip the odds in his favor. He chose Mom's features specifically because he assumed women would be more emotional, more easily moved. What he didn't count on was a family that doesn't follow any script. Total waste of a face. After the Reeds were taken away, Ethan wasted no time. He started showing up constantly, well, not around me exactly, around Chloe. "Chloe, I'm so sorry. I had no idea my parents were capable of this. I didn't know how any of this would turn out. Can you forgive me? My claim to this family may have been false, but my feelings for you are real. Will you give me a fair chance to prove myself? Let me show you that apart from luck, everything about me is better than Marcus Hill. I've heard enough. Ethan, get out." I wave the security guard over. Ethan gets escorted out. Chloe watches him go. Is he genuinely unwell? Why is he apologizing to me? I laugh. Is it really that hard to figure out? What other excuse does he have to get anywhere near you? Chloe looks away. Don't smile at me like that. This has nothing to do with me. Last time he tried to kiss me without asking. I slapped him across the face. With or without you in the picture, there is no world where I end up with him. Absolute creep. One thing though, this is a members-only private club. Membership starts at $1 million. You didn't bring him in. So how exactly did he get through the door? I think about it. Someone had to have backed him. How else would he know my schedule so precisely? The Cold War between your dad and my dad has been heating up lately, Chloe says. Your dad never liked my dad to begin with, but he was always reasonably civil to me. Since this whole real air situation blew up, he barely gives me a polite look anymore. Are you saying Ethan used my dad's membership card? I ask. Chloe cuts me off. I can't say that. Last thing I need is your dad accusing me of stirring things up. I smile. Chloe, all soft-spoken sweetness on the surface, quietly twisting the knife into my dad's back at every opportunity, genuinely impressive. I can't help but think, Dad and I really don't see the world the same way, but something still doesn't add up. Lately, because Mom has been giving Dad the cold shoulder, he's been taking it out on the Lanes. But this incident dragged all of his quiet hostility toward the Lane family right out into the open in front of Mom. He knows that makes him look bad. Would he really be so obvious, deliberately sending Ethan to cause a scene right in front of Chloe? I get up. Time to go home and have a real conversation with Dad. But I never make it. On the way home, everything goes dark. I never even reach Dad. I wake up tied up. When my eyes open, the world sways beneath me. A boat. My wrists and ankles are bound tight behind me with thick rope. Barely any room to move. Take it out to the middle of the ocean. Throw him over. No one will ever find him. So it turns out Ethan's real target all along was me. I thought he was after Chloe. But even if they took me out, Ethan still couldn't take my place as the real heir of the Hill family. I genuinely don't follow. All of this, just to commit more crimes? Mr. Reed snorts. Nice try. You're fishing. He caught on immediately. Fair enough. A man who ran a trafficking operation for years without getting caught isn't someone you can trick with a simple question. Mr. Reed grins. You think I'm stupid? You think I'd just tell you everything? Ethan and I split up. Two-pronged attack. He goes after that brainless Lane girl. I take you out. You vanish without a trace. And your parents, desperate to fill that hole, they take Ethan in. He steps into your life. takes care of them in your place. Everything the Hills have becomes ours. Isn't that exactly what I set out to do when I switched those babies? He laughs. Mrs. Reed has had enough. Would you stop talking? You've said way too much already. You might as well broadcast it. Just do it. Now. She turns to me, eyes cold. If things had gone the way they were supposed to, you're the one who should have spent years being beaten. Not my Ethan. Every time I think about what he went through, I want to make you suffer for every single one of those days. Consider yourself lucky. I'll make it quick. Mr. Reed moves. I speak first. Wait. Do you actually think Ethan is on your side? Think about how many years you spent hurting him. He has every reason to hate you. Why would he help you? He played along with your plan. Let you grab me, so you'd go all the way, add murder to your record. He wants you locked up, and don't forget, I have a brother. Losing just one son would make my parents lose all reason, enough to take in a stranger, and hand over the entire family fortune. That's the plan? Ethan pitched that to you and you actually believed it? See this pin on my jacket? It's been streaming live to the cloud this whole time. The moment this boat docks, you'll find your beloved son standing there with the cops, waiting for you to finish the job. With me gone, Ethan can't just walk in and take my place. But if I'm gone and he's the one who handed you over to the police, delivered you himself, do you think my parents might be grateful enough to take him in as an adopted son? He slides into my life, gets the girl, lives like a king. And you two? You're just the stepping stones he kicked away on the way up. Don't listen to him. Mrs. Reed cuts in. Ethan would never do that to us. Just finish it. Do it now. He's trying to— Enough! I keep going. I'm not blind. In this room right now, the only one with no way out is Mr. Reed. The trafficking case, the cops are already building that. They're still gathering evidence. But if she pushes you into killing someone, that's a completely different charge. Isn't that exactly what she wants? To cut you loose, walk away with Ethan and start a new life. Think about it. If that's not the plan, why does she need you to be the one to do it? Why isn't she doing it herself? Something shifts behind Mr. Reed's eyes, like a thought actually forming for the first time. He glances over at Mrs. Reed beside him, cold and still as always, a snake waiting to strike. And the next second, the two of them go at each other right there on the boat. That's when my dad arrives, right on time. Chloe's hand is still trembling slightly when she looks at me. I'm glad you're okay. Lucky the necklace was cheap. They didn't bother taking it. That's how you tracked the signal and got to me so fast. This necklace. When I was 5 years old, Dad bought it as a birthday gift for Mom. Around that time, Mom had become obsessed with a newly released cross necklace. She had the photo pulled up every single day, counting down to the release so she could grab one the moment it dropped. Dad, wanting to do something thoughtful, quietly memorized every detail of the design, planned to get it for her birthday. But of course, after all that waiting, it sold out within minutes on release day. On his way home, he passed a dollar store, and there in the window display, an identical cross necklace. Dad walked in and bought it, absolutely delighted with himself. The result? A thorough telling off and a week sleeping in a separate room. Sweetheart, think about how romantic this is, Dad had said. If anything ever happens to you, I can find you instantly. I'll always be right there. That is the worst excuse I've ever heard. A 2-bit web novelist padding the word count wouldn't even write something this bad. Get out of my sight. The necklace eventually made its way to me. I never took it off. My way of saying I actually loved the idea behind it. That's what finally softened Mom enough to let Dad make it up to her with the real one. After that, I just kept wearing it out of habit. Never thought to take it off. And today, of all days, it actually saved my life. Wait, Dad, I look at him. Why did Ethan have your membership card? I keep my voice even, but I'm not letting this go. If it hadn't been somewhere I knew well, I never would have let my guard down like that. Dad blinks. Did I? I don't know anything about that, son. He pivots immediately. Weren't you at the Lane family's private club when it happened? You got grabbed right under Mr. Lane's nose. And he had no idea. What exactly is that man good for? You cannot let this slide, Marcus. Make him answer for it. Mr. Lane sighs softly. He's right. It's my fault. Dad jumps on it. See? He's admitting it himself. If he hadn't opened the door, how would Ethan have gotten into his club in the first place? And another thing, Dad. I cut him off. Would you like to explain yourself to me right now, or would you prefer to explain it to Mom first? Dad goes quiet immediately. Come on, son. Have a little mercy. It was that face. He had your mother's face. The moment I found out he wasn't my son, looking at him made my skin crawl. I wanted to pay him to fix it. Get his original face back. He said he'd only do it on one condition. My membership card. I had no idea it would blow up like this. I never would have handed it over if I'd known. Mr. and Mrs. Reed are both taken into custody. Already facing trafficking charges, they now have kidnapping added to the list. 15 years minimum, at least. Ethan, as an accomplice, should have faced charges too. But Mrs. Reed took the fall for him, claimed full responsibility for everything, fought until Ethan walked out clean, officially unaware of any of it. Not a single charge. But on his very first day out, Dad had people waiting. They walked him straight into a cosmetic clinic and had his original face restored. So when he shows up looking for me, I don't even recognize him at first. Why aren't you dead at the bottom of the ocean? You were supposed to be gone. Then Mom and Dad would have taken me in. Chloe would have been mine. None of this is right. It wasn't supposed to go like this. I was so close. I was almost there. I'm supposed to be the main character. Everyone is supposed to love me and protect me. This isn't right. This isn't how the story goes. None of the novels I've read ended like this. I quietly pull out my phone and start recording. No wonder he always acted like that. Too many romance web novels. Way too many. I save the video and send it to Mom. You seeing this? This is what happens when you read too many romance novels. The brain stops working properly. Mom's voice comes through the phone, firm and dignified. I deleted everything, every single one. I don't read anymore. Ask Leo if you don't believe me. Have I dragged him into any of my scenes lately? Not once. Your mother has grown. You can trust me on this. But I'd heard otherwise. Apparently the reason Dad was so fixated on Ethan's face was that Mom had been telling everyone Dad had changed. That he didn't love her anymore. That he was keeping a look-alike on the side. I don't waste any more words on Ethan. Out of the goodness of my heart, I arrange for him to be admitted to the most reputable psychiatric facility in the city. Then I compile his daily updates into a report and upload it directly to Mom's novel app, for her regular reading. Educational material. Word gets back to me later that Ethan has been spiraling badly in there. Emotionally all over the place. This world isn't real, this is a novel. I'm the villain of the story, I want to be good. But I don't get a choice. You want to know why? If I stop stirring up trouble, the author runs out of plot. Word count drops. Deadline missed. Yes, exactly that kind. A 2-bit web novelist. The doctor pulls me aside. When he spirals, he even turns on himself. But other times he's completely coherent, perfectly lucid. From inside, Ethan calls out, "Listen, the real heir and the fake one don't have to be enemies. We could be something really romantic together. I've read extensively on this topic. Let me out and I'll prove it. I'll show you exactly how it's done. Increase the dosage."